You can now inspect multiple parts in one project and simulate the digital assembly. How? By creating a new project parts. This video covers the basics of working with projects that contain multiple parts. That includes how to create a project with multiple parts, how to import data and the different import options, and how to use the option Objects Excluded from Calculation for even more flexibility. First, open the GOM Software 2018. Click on File and then New Project Parts. So far, the project looks exactly like a regular GOM project. But once you start to import data, you'll notice the difference. You can import entire projects, CAD, and actual data, and even measurement plans. What's important is that the data you import must belong to a part before you can use it for further operations. So let's have a look at the import options. Depending on the element you import, you'll have different options. I'll explain them as I show different examples. I'll start by importing an entire project. As you can see, when I drag the project into my new project, the software offers two import options. I could open the project, which in my case would revert the project type back to a normal project, so that's not what I want to do. Or I can import all the objects that are in the project and exclude them from calculation. That means that these objects won't be recalculated automatically, but they are stored in the project. This import category offers a lot of flexibility because you can sort through data before assigning it to a part. In other words, you can build up your parts to suit your inspections and still reuse objects from other projects. I'll also import a different CAD for my project using the same category. If you need to discard parts of your CAD data before using it in the GOM software, you can now use Objects Excluded from Calculation to edit CAD data more easily. The CAD bodies are now displayed in a tree structure, which makes it easier to delete all CAD bodies in a certain category. In my example project, I'll search for GSM because I know there's at least one auxiliary element with that name. A look at the tree shows there's more than one element. I can now delete all of them by selecting the superordinate branch in the hierarchy and pressing delete. I'll also delete the two coordinate systems I imported with my CAD. When you're satisfied with the data, you can create a new part. Simply select one or multiple objects and drag them up. If you've selected CAD data, you can choose between Add as Fixture and New Part. When you use Add as Fixture, the software creates a fixture containing the CAD object or objects. If you already have a fixture in your project, you can also replace the existing fixture using drag and drop. When you select New Part, the software creates a part in the Explorer. This part contains the object hierarchy you might know from regular projects with nominal and actual elements, alignments, etc. To remove the elements you imported but don't need in your new project, use the trash can. If your data doesn't need further editing and you know exactly which part it should belong to, you can also create a new part right away without using the option Objects Excluded from Calculation. Just drag the object into the project. Drop it on New Part. As you can see, the software created a second part with the nominal data I imported. Next, I'll add the actual data for this part. Because my part already exists, I'll use Add to Part. the software automatically adds the mesh to part 2 because it doesn't contain one yet. If you want to replace an object in a part, you can use replace in part instead. To show you just how convenient it is to set up projects with multiple parts, I'll also import a measurement plan for part 1. As you can see, the software automatically created all the nominal elements as well as the checks associated with the elements. All I need to do now is create an alignment and assign a measuring principle. Once I've done that, all the elements and checks are calculated. But more about that in the video Digital Assembly, Interpart Alignment and Inspection. If you have questions or feedback, please let us know on the forum.